let us discuss a little bit about disadvantage of computer networks. As I pointed out before, when you think about computer networks, you may be thinking only on the positive side, but we have a lot of disadvantage of computer networks. First one is just lack of independence. As you know, a lot of things are being performed by computer, and if you are just connected to a computer, you may develop even the state of idleness, laziness, because you know that maybe someone will share a file soon, instead of struggling on your own. Now, the issue of exerting some effort on performing tasks is just being reduced because of depending on computer networks. Or instead of just reading books, you know, you will go to Google and get what you need. Now, in this case, we say you develop, there is lack of independence. Means you develop something that we call dependence. Instead of depending on your own, you depend on something else. Number two, we said there is an issue of security. Immediately when you are connected to computer network, there is a lot of things which just proceed. Like when you are sharing file and whatever, also you can be sharing virus. That's why we always insist, whenever there is a computer network, also computer must be equipped with antivirus, because you must be able to avoid those viruses coming from someone else's computer to your computer. Always viruses are transmitted by always two ways. In a network, when you are sharing a file, also you can share virus. Another way is just when you connect a removable device like USB, flash, CD, any removable device. When you connect and you try to share something from that removable device to computer, always you will get also some virus. Now, also there is an issue of hackers in this point. Hacker cannot get you when you are offline, but as long as you are connected to internet or a network, now a hacker is able to access your computer. Therefore, that is also a disadvantage. There is also what we call lack of robustness. Now, for example, you are depending on a certain website. For example, here I'm having a website of learning website, one of learning website I think I can get here. This one, EduTech, is having a lot. When you go there, you can access a lot of things. For example, you are from 2, maybe I go for ISS. I don't know if I uploaded something here. Computer studies, let me see. Now, this one are uploaded within that system. Now you are trying to depend on that particular system. Then the server goes off. Everyone will just not be able to access it. For example, here you are able to access because the server is on. Always this one online platform, there is somewhere you put that content so that everyone can access those stuff. But how if that particular server goes down? Also that particular content will disappear, and cannot be accessed anymore. Therefore, for this particular point, we say there is an issue of lack of robustness, where things when you are just trying to put in a server can just lead to a breakdown that can deprive some services of those who are depending on. And that is, the whole system will become useless by that particular time. Sometimes you wish to use a server. Even in a local area network, you can be using a server to save several items or even to make a backup. Now, if that server goes down, you won't be able to do what you were to do. Now, the issue of failures has tried to cause several items not to move. Even I think you have ever just come across where there is a network failure all over the country, like for those who are communicating via a mobile. It depends. If the main server fails, we call it main switch fails, you won't be able to make communication. Or you find sometime mobile money is having an issue because the server that is trying to hold that particular database is down. Now, another disadvantage, there is an issue of transmission of virus and malware. One day here we tried to put computers to share resources via these computers, but one computer was affected. I think that one was affected by virus. Immediately that particular day, all computers were affected by virus. I think now you can see. Immediately when you allow connection between computers, even you want to connect to internet, there is an issue of computer virus that can just affect the files which are within our computers. Now, the same technology is being used by hacker. Hacker is not traveling from a remote area and coming to your computer system. No. What is happening is they try to use virus and malware in form of what we call Trojan horse, and now interact with the computer, a remote computer, and get information that that particular person needs and send back to a hacker. Now that hacker is able now to control your computer. That they are using the same principle of spreading virus and malware. Now, in just to do this one, administrator must be able to check at least every time, regularly, to check up whether the system is already affected or not. Now, sometimes it's like wastage of time and manpower because a person must investigate and check several times. Now, there are some issues of negative acts. Is another disadvantage of computer network. And here we consider, for example, sharing sites which are not good for our culture and even for our normal daily activities. There are some norms that we believe that this one are good conduct. But how if you see something that is shared by someone else because of being in the internet or just a normal network. You see, like there is an issue of a website that are showing bad pictures. We call it porn sites. Don't try to visit these sites. Are just not having now what here we believe is, because we know what is good and what is bad, in the internet and network anything can be shared. It's up to a person just to filter out which one is good now. And probably if it was not a network or internet, even those one maybe could be a history for our case. But because you see what others are doing, that's why you see it's okay, already shared. Now also there is a disadvantage on requires efficient handler. This one needs an expertise, needs extra skills on maintaining it to make it work according to your need. Therefore, these high skills that needs and computer networks needs means you need to train people who are using it. Therefore, you can just enter unnecessary expenses. I think you know its advantages. Yes, here we are discussing only disadvantage, that we are looking on bad side of it. Yes, please. Sorry? Human resource. This one. Why do you need it, my friend? Because I think you always concentrated on that particular part. I show you here. You understand now? Now, this one, you say a person who is famous for writing or telling. What is this one? Interesting. We go again and see. Funny and enjoyable. Now, but here the main issue here is, for example, there is online games humor site. This sites are being popular. Now, if they are popular, anything can be passed through it. That's why even if when you try to visit some site, you will see a lot of advertisement there. Why are there? Because they know these are popular site. Even this one are very popular. Now, as we try to speak here, A person having only basic skills cannot perform that particular job because it needs experts who understand the network and probably all components within a network, and also must be able to know how to maintain it. Failure of maintaining it means you failed it totally. Now, the last one requires an expensive setup. When you want to set up any network, you must be having capital. Because you will need all just means all accessories that we try to define, to explain, to discuss that particular time, like a switch. You will need a hub. You will need all cables. You need terminators. You need power. If you see, setup needs a lot of requirement, and all those requirements needs money. And also we try to discuss about someone who operates that particular network. You need an expert to install. Now total cost is just going up to a very high cost.